In today's video, I'll be riding the boosted rev scooter to see how far it'll go on a charge as a large rider, also to see its performance off-road as well as its top speed. Here you can see we've reached the top speed of the boosted rev. We've sustained it for a few seconds. I think we can classify that as probably its top speed right there. You'll notice that the scooter's speedometer seems to be off by a mile per hour, since the GPS speed keeps showing us right around 24 as our top speed. You'll notice that the scooter will show 25. It's hard to say whether or not the scooter's more accurate or the phone's more accurate, but 1 mile per hour isn't going to make much of a difference. Tell, but this road that I'm on is kind of like a bike path, but it's covered in like small rocks, dirt, dust, and a bunch of debris. Here you can see me off-road with it. Surprisingly confident. It doesn't seem to really mind being off-road, and this section's pretty loose. But here again you can see kind of dirt and rocks and things on the path. It doesn't care, it just rides over the top of them. If I were on a boosted board, I would be terrified right now. Best things about the boosted rev is the fact that it just goes so fast and just doesn't seem to be faced by anything. You hit a pothole, bumps, anything, and it just keeps completely composed. No wobble, nothing. The electric brakes are incredible on it. It's something else. Sure if this is something that a lot of people know about, but the box doesn't seem to indicate, but it has a bell. And it's really loud. the dirt section again. This time I found a section of really loose dirt, I guess you could call it, with a little bit of gravel mixed in. And I kind of found out that you definitely probably should stick to more hard-packed dirt. But if you have a dirt road or something like that you have to travel on, I don't think it'll be a problem at all. Impressive things about this scooter is the fact that it just goes. It has one of the fastest accelerations that I've ever seen on any type of electric bicycle, scooter, skateboard, really anything. Even with a heavy person like me on board, I weigh somewhere in the area of 320-ish, and I do not have any issues with this thing going up hills, rough terrain, stopping, starting. I think the 260-pound weight restriction is pretty conservative on their end. The battery status lights blinking at the bottom of the scooter screen. You can see it's marked right about halfway. I kind of think that they could have done a better job with a percentage of some kind to show you how close to empty you are, because the blinking lights kind of come on pretty early. They don't really give you a ton of detail. I really can't say enough about how well this thing handles bumpy roads and uneven terrain. It's hard to tell, but that sidewalk isn't smooth. This area here because it really replicates kind of the areas that most people probably end up riding these scooters is an urban environment, trying to commute from your car to your office, which is what I bought this scooter for. I used to have a boosted board, dual plus, second gen, and it worked really, really good when the weather was good, but as soon as it rained or snow or really anything that made the ground waste it all, and it was just downright dangerous, especially on any sort of painted surface, or if you hit like a crosswalk or something like that and you're not paying attention and you have a little too much throttle throttle, it's very, very easy for the back end to slide out. This, on the other hand, it's because it's got rubber tires instead of kind of a hard, I don't know what to call it, silicone or rubber or whatever the boosted boards use, but you get a lot more tread width on the ground with the big rubber tires that it has. At this point in the video, you can see him getting kind of brave. I've gotten really used to it at this point, and the things that I slowed down at before at full speed. This section here, pretty good too. No problem, just nice and smooth. The thing that's just amazing is the fact that even as the battery starts to wear down, it's still keeping up with their rated speed. Status light has dropped down to a single bar at this point. Even with that single bar, the braking is still really confident. The acceleration is still fairly good. You can definitely tell that there's a little bit less power than there was at one point, but it's not significant enough to really start to worry about yet. Checking to make sure that I'm at full throttle, because now I'm starting to notice that there's a little bit less speed, or at least a little bit less immediately it's coming on. battery status light is now flashing. Definitely starting to notice that the power seems to be lacking. Instead of an aggressive push like it had been, it's more of a slow, magic carpet-like kind of whoosh. Still not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but you can definitely tell that it'll struggle going up hills. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to accelerate away from lights or stop signs or crosswalks or whatever. You can see full throttle. It's not going like it used to. The real interesting thing is that even though the battery is getting low, it still seems like the regenerative braking is very much still active and very aggressive still. So even if the battery starts to get low, pretty confidently going to have brakes. You can see me with my leg out because I'm just trying to maintain a little extra speed during that corner, just to give this thing the best chance it can get. Decent sized hill climbing up over this, and you can see I'm starting to lose speed. Right about now is when I realize that I think our journey's just about over, so I make the decision to turn around and start heading back. Side again, and you can definitely tell that it's struggling. The battery is very, very low at this point. It's low enough that I start kind of intervening a little bit to give it a little bit of a chance up the hill here. Side, it's kind of downhill from there, but at this point I'm really not getting any sort of forward momentum from it. It's very, very, very faint. officially out of juice. That's it, and that's all. The control panel still is on. It looks like it is flashing very quickly, and we've made it about 7.6 miles. It's actually probably a little closer to 8 at this point because I have to ride a little bit to get to my little racetrack. But as you can see here, the battery is definitely tapped out. When I first fire up in the app, you can see that it was at, I think it was 1.6 miles, which, since there's a bug in the app at the time of filming this, it's reading wrong. It's actually, I believe, 16 miles. And then we went to 2.9. So I'm not 100% sure what that means as far as actual distance, if it's just a conversion error or what, but I think 7.5 to 8 miles going as fast as I can is pretty okay.